Hey guys! Oh my god, I'm so excited. Okay, hold on. I am going to set my timer. Dun 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 dun. Okay, I'm starting a new thing. The thing is, I'm laughing for two reasons. This shadow is cracking me up. It's like a little little monster. It's just part of my lighting because I always have lighting problems. Um, but the thing that I'm starting new is two things. One is a new series. Pardon, I always feel like I'm gonna fall over because my chair leg is about to fall off. um, in any case, yes, I'm doing two new things. One is I'm starting a new series. And because when I started these videos, it was mainly because we were, in the lockdown. So that was 2.5 years ago. And my open mic was starting to do, as a lot of people were, kind of things on video. And I actually took to it and I liked it. And even though we didn't do it for very long, because a lot of them are musicians and they were like, it was kind of weird to do it. And for me, it was like an unexpected. I was like, well, I'll just continue. And in fact, what I did is I mainly was doing continuing these videos. Which was not, again, it was kind of spontaneous. And then I was helping myself to get through some weird shit that was happening in my neighborhood. So I was purposely doing that. And uh, mission accomplished. And now I'm ready to start the series that I have been working on. But there's so much going on with it. I'm literally looking at the phone right now about something that is happening in this story. And I was just telling a friend, I'm like, God, I have to start writing. I mean, I have been writing about it, but I had to start doing some videos to catch up because this story starts 6 years ago. And there's still some things, like, it's still this to be continued. Originally, I was going to have it just be, an essay, but it just has so many things. So what I'm going to do is, I'm excited, is to every week do an 11-minute episode of me and Mr. Love. Okay. And what I like about it is that I can just jabber on because 3/4 of the issue with storytelling is timing, man. I mean, and not just about like the timing, but like literally timing. You know what I mean? So I like the fact that I'm just gonna be like, okay, I'm cutting myself off, and then we'll just pick it back up, so I can just jaw with you guys. So let me bring you back to like 6 years ago. It was exactly around this time of year. It was actually Halloween 6 years ago in 2016. I moved to this neighborhood where I am now, and I was really drawn to this neighborhood. I've been in Portland for like 20 years, or 22 years now. But at that point, nearly 20 years, and I had been kind of really liking the outskirts of Portland a little bit more. So where I live is called Montavilla, and it's called that because it's a village on the side of the mountain, which is the mountain. Speaking of Mount Tabor, which is a volcano right near me. And so it is kind of like a little small town and a main drag, and that was really appealing to me. But it also is like right right down, like 5 miles from the center of the city and all that. So that was my background. Pardon, I'm drinking some red wine, some red wine tonight, um, to celebrate. I actually got this at the actual bodega down the street. So, in any case, uh, where was I? Yes, I think it might have been, I mean, I don't know if it was like the exact night that I moved here, but it was right around this time of year, 6 years ago, where I first met Mr. Love. And I met him. So, I told you the backstory of like really intrigued about this neighborhood, purposely had focused my energies on moving here. It wasn't like a coincidence. I really very much set my sights on it and had decided that, yeah, this is exactly where I want to live and wanted to ingratiate myself in the community. And the part of it was like feeling like, I'm in a small town, kind of like similar to where I'm from. And so Mr. Love was a part of that because almost on the very first night, I met him at the local tavern. And he was born and raised in this neighborhood, which was interesting to me, and he was excited that I had just moved in, and I was excited about moving. We were all like, "Wow!" And he took me to. He said, "Here, let me show you something," and he showed me where the train tracks used to go in the street, and that was kind of part of the history that I'd heard about, and it was really cool. Like on my very first night out, my very first week in my new kind of like, yay, I'm like my permanent home, and really interested in history, and yeah, so we just really hit it off that night. I knew that he was going to be my wise man at the bar. Now there are several tales about wise men at the bar. They're usually sitting in one place. It seems it's almost like the energy swirls around them. They're kind of the anchor. They're usually sitting in the same place. You can sit and watch to them. And I've had some over the years, like for different reasons, different stages in my life. JB was one of them at Coasters, RIP, and I also have a friend who I'm still in touch with who was very pivotal in my spiritual awakening, and he knows who he is. He's my OG wise man, and but this time I didn't really need one particular person. It was just more of like an entree into my new neighborhood. And so I knew right then when I met him that he was going to be my wise man at the bar, and sure enough. Oh God, I have so much more time. It's so weird. Time is always. I'm always like feel. We talk about this at open mic. Like I always feel like I'm rushing. Like that I have no time left, or I have too much time. It's always like what? So it's weird to like time myself. Because I thought I would. I thought I would already be done. With the part that I thought I was going to talk about. But I guess I'll just continue, man. So I met him at Dysfunction Junction, which is what I call this tavern now, for good reason, which we'll get to later. But I didn't really go there regularly, but I did recall meeting him at the very first week. And at that time, I was just kind of like, there was a lot of different establishments on the main drag, and I was really purposely going to different places and seeing the different scenes, seeing the different scenes. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of didn't really like the place, to be honest. The women, what I would do in the next 6 months, I would like go in, and we have video poker here in Oregon, so I put a 20 in, and then I could eavesdrop, and I didn't really like the females in that place, even though this Dysfunction Junction was a sister bar to my old OG community bar, Coasters, which is now disintegrated. So my friend said, I don't think you would have gone into Dysfunction Junction if Coasters hadn't gone away. So anyway, I didn't really fall. It's not like I fell right in, like, oh, I love this place right away. But I did, as I was kind of coming around, I did then remember Mr. Love. And sure enough, I don't know, sometimes the energy shifts in a bar, and it was like maybe about a year later or something like that. A different bartender, a male bartender, started there. And somehow the energy really shifted in a good way. And I would go, I was like, I gave that place another chance. And that's where I got to know Mr. Love. So I had been in the neighborhood for about a year, and I really kind of became a regular at Dysfunction Junction. And he was like a real regular. He really he basically lived there. But it was great because I met his childhood friends. It was kind of like he was kind of the anchor at the bar, like when I go to karaoke, I would go there and put my purse next to him. He was like my biggest fan. And like some days on a Saturday or whatever, I would often go in the afternoons was my time. Like I would go and I'd work for a little while because I do 2 different writing spurts. So I know my process. And he would always be really cool. Like when I would come and I'd be writing, he'd leave me alone, unlike other people who had no clue. You know what I mean? So that was cool. And I have 1 minute left. Oh my gosh! All right. Okay, hold on. um, he would, yeah, like that kind of thing. But sometimes we would just hang out and chat about baseball. That was his big thing. And I'd learn about games. And again, we would talk about him growing up in the neighborhood and kind of, felt safe. Um, I liked that he gave me space when I was writing, and I felt like I just, yeah, I felt like the energy swirled around him. He really was an anchor in that bar. And in fact, he lived in the bar. He basically lived in. I didn't find this out until a while later, but he actually lived in his truck in the parking lot of the bar. So that's why he was there all the time. But seriously, and he was always like, here, I'm always here for you. And it was true, we became very good friends. And that was very important to me. So that was about 2016 to about 2018. And I'm going to leave it at that because I see that my timer is about to go on. Oh my God, this is so exciting. So no, it's just fun to like try something new where I'm like purposefully trying to tell a story. And so yeah, even though I've been doing this for a while, it's just good to try to experiment on where streamlining where some things are going. So yeah, thanks for sticking with me, everybody. I really appreciate it more than you realize, and I'm like starting to do some things, and I couldn't have done it without you. All right, cool, man. So that right now is my episode number 1 of Me and Mr. Love. So stay tuned because we have a lot more coming up next the next 11 minutes. Not right now, but next week. All right, see you later. Bye.